Empilweni yami ngikhethe enhlizweni yami kuzohlala uthando lakho. Empilweni yami ngikhethe enhlizweni yami kuzohlala uthando lakho. Thando lakho, 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 thando lakho. Bengazama konke sithandwa sami, kodwa ngeke ngishiye, ngeke nguphoxe. Uthande nginalo luyavutha impela, njalo lukhulu lungangolwandle. Olwababili kuphela, olwababili kuphela, olwababili kuphela, olwababili kuphela. Ndiwe chikondi changa ndimakukonda ini, ndifuna ukhalezanga ukhale pamtima wanga. Chikondi changa ndimakukonda ini, ndifuna ukhalezanga ukhale pamtima wanga. Empilweni yami ngikhethe enhlizweni yami kuzohlala uthando lakho. Empilweni yami ngikhethe enhlizweni yami kuzohlala uthando lakho. Thando lakho, 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 thando lakho. Khethile, khethile, sikhona jinja my baby. Fumane wena, thole wena, sumala khethaiza, zenu hlalu senhlizweni yami, njalo nikeza uthando. Ngoba kekholo yethu ngenza ngihlale ngijabulile ngaphandle kwakho, sithandwa sami. Nguwe kuphela. Some people are jealousy, balomona. Some people are jealousy, when my baby. Empilweni yami ngikhethe enhlizweni yami kuzohlala uthando lakho. Empilweni yami ngikhethe enhlizweni yami kuzohlala uthando lakho. Thando lakho, 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 thando lakho.
How are you folks in all parts of the world? My name is Jamal Shakoma, the first one. I hope I find you very well. I hope I find you very well. Yes, approaching. And love young Charles Banda. And you know what? I'm so proud to bring this young boy, talented. Come on, talented fella. How are you folks? My name is Jamal Shakoma, the first one. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Oh yes, that's good. That's cool. So good. Just hold on. Someone is calling me, Charlie. Just hold on. Somebody's trying to enter us here. Who is Jess D? Who is Jess D? Are you together, Jess D?
Jess D is she's my friend.
Okay.
She's an artist.
Okay.
I invited you to join the interview.
Okay. Right. First and foremost, guys, wherever you are, my name is Yamasha Commander. I'm joined by Charles Banda. You know, guys, share the video with your friends. Share the video. You can watch us on YouTube as well. Marshall Commander Show. Share this video. Charlie, you know, he is a well-known youngster. Yeah, we have got manager in as well. What a coincidence to have two Philips on one show. Philip Wiz! How are you, Philip?
I'm Philip Sibanda.
How are you, Philip Sibanda?
Hey, okay.
You look like someone who eats salsa, you know. You actually look like a salsa yourself.
Sharp.
Charles, how are you? He likes cooking salsa. Charles, yeah. How are you? How is Zimbabwe?
I'm good. I'm doing good, sir. I'm doing good.
Very good. Philip, how is Sheffield?
Sheffield is a little bit dull at the moment, although we're coming out of lockdown, but it's okay.
All right, Jazz, if you want to join us, make sure that you've got a camera, Jazz D. Make sure that your camera is on so that we can see how beautiful you are. We want to see your beauty, Jazz D. So make sure that your camera is in. Otherwise, yes, make sure that you've got a camera, Jazz D. We can't see you. We can only see Jazz D. Right, Charlie, first and foremost, we welcome you here on the Air Marshal Commander Show. Who is Charles?
Charles Banda is a young, talented artist born and bred in Bulawayo. Charles Banda was a soccer star, a soccer player, I can say, long back in the 2004 up to 2012. I was playing soccer. I was playing competitive soccer. Then after that, I decided to just drop soccer after my father passed on in 2012, because my father was more than an artist, I can say, because he was very skilled in everything. So I decided to push the legacy, not just to leave the legacy of my father just die like that. So I'm glad because I came on board with the help of Philip Wise.
Fantastic.
So,
Where did you meet this handsome young boy called Philip Wise? Where did you meet him?
Philip Wise worked with my father since 1990 up to
Fantastic.
2012. And Philip Wise was the one who was promoting Sunduza and managing Sunduza long back.
Fantastic,
So,
fantastic. Philip, how are you, Philip?
Yeah, we're exhausted after 30 years.
After 30 years. Tell me, Philip, let's talk here. How did you know Charles's father? How did you meet with the Sunduza guys?
It's very complicated. I was introduced to him by Stephen Chifunise, the former permanent secretary for culture.
Yes.
And I'd been a member of the Zimbabwe All Stars Choir, who are in Harare, an Indabele traditional Imbube choir, performing Snatamia in the beer halls. And I also did some productions, theatre productions. So I was asked if I could, because I had some experience in production, if I could try and push Sunduza overseas. So they did do many very long tours in many different places over 10 years. And then Charlie's father spent quite a few years here during the period of hyperinflation, working in schools with Mandla Sibanda, creating new curriculum projects. We didn't have any touring for a while. And then sadly, both Simon and Mandla passed away, but they were also running a community choir here called Sounds of Southern Africa, which is an intercultural pan-European group that performs in Indabele and Shona and raises money for different community projects. It's currently led by Tondorai Piri in Manchester when we normally meet, but for the last year it's been taught and led by Charlie, which is fantastic. Every week he's online teaching a small group of select people who are trying to, with great difficulty, sing online in Indabele and Shona. And it's all very exciting, pending further developments once COVID ends.
Fantastic. I mean, honestly, it's so good. So, Charlie, Philip, are you Zimbabwean or you actually British? Were you born in Zimbabwe or you?
No, I went to Zimbabwe in 1982 with the Ministry of Education. So I went there as a teacher with the Zimbabwean Ministry of Education, but I mean, born here.
Fantastic.
But when we set up the Sunduza touring program, the person with a British passport had to come back here.
Fantastic. And to be honest enough, so Charlie's father, was he the first one? Was he the first to work with, or you were working with other groups before?
No, I at the time I had very little experience. I had the experience of film production, but very little experience of touring production. So it was baptism by fire. One learns incredibly quickly. And also there's a great big program of really teaching artists some business management, because in order to hold something together for a very long time, everybody has got to understand the business of the music industry. It's not a matter of just getting on a plane and flying around. People have to understand the business. So since 2012, we've also been doing some training in Bulawayo. Not just us, the Arterial Network has been involved. And I think somebody else also came along to do some training. But we've had various training workshops running in Bulawayo to support artists' understanding of developing a strong base. And we've taken 2 tours now to the National Arts Festival in Grahamstown, in the Eastern Cape, what is now known as Mananga. That's right, isn't it? I think they are.
Makanda.
Makanda. Okay.
Change of name. And Charlie has also been doing things with Eswatini. So, yeah, things are looking up.
Fantastic. You know, it's a fantastic testimony. Charlie, you know, I don't want to talk about your football. I just want to talk about your music. And you know, did you work with your father, Charlie, or, you know, I realized immediately after the death of your father that, you know, you are so talented. Can you take us through where this child came from and how you started into music?
Okay, just brief. I can say my father just came on the board whilst I was working with a group called Ziawa. The group was from Makwekwe. It was a youth group. So they usually come and help us groom ourselves, especially in music and dance, teaching us different styles of art. Then by then I wasn't fully into art. I was doing a little bit of art, then going to soccer. So I cannot say that I worked with my father because it was just for a short period of time. Then after my elder brother passed on, Banda, I did compose a song.
Your brother with Mandla.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Then I composed a song. Then I sang that song on the funeral. Then most of the people, they were saying that, why can't you carry on with this, because you sound like your father, even if you are singing. So we can feel the voice of your father in your text of your music. Then I wasn't good enough by that time, but I just said maybe people are just talking. I left it like that. Then the same year again, because my brother Mandla passed on, it was I think it was in May, March or May, if I'm not mistaken. Then my father passed on in December. Then that's when I did another performance, composing a song for my father on the day of the funeral. Then most of the people were encouraging me to keep pushing and try to uplift my father's legacy, not just to leave it like that. That's when I started to get some confidence from different people trying to help, especially the members from Sunduza. My elder brother is the one who was pushing me, and the other team there in Sunduza. So that's when I started my music career. Then after some time, then I discovered that I can do some solo projects. I recorded a single track with instruments, because with Sunduza we're doing a cappella music, traditional music, and theater. Then someone said, no, just go and record one song, because I feel your voice is unique. It can match even if you mix it with the instruments. Then that's when I started to do a single track. That single track is titled Ndebezami. That was my first song that I recorded. Then that's when I started to get more motivation, even from the members from Sunduza, pushing me to say, no, go for this, do a solo project and see what you can come up with. That's when I started building up my career. Then that's when I released my first album in 2018, titled Ndebezami. That's when I started doing music.
Fantastic. What a testimony. You know, I mean, you know, Charlie, when I saw you, you know, when I saw you, I can't remember when you were doing the interview first. Then I said, this boy. And then we ended up exchanging details and then we became brothers and, you know. But
Yeah.
I knew that this boy has got a talent when the first time I saw you. And then, how many albums have you recorded so far?
I've done one album. Now I'm working on my second album.
I'm working on my second album. And
Yes.
how do people accept your music, especially, you know, they expected you to be exactly, you know, you cannot be like your father, but definitely people, they always, you know, when they see you, they look at, they see your father. How do they accept your music now? Tell us.
I think it was, at first I wasn't sure about what people will say about my music when I released my first single track. Then when I released it, someone played it and then said, "Who this guy? Is this guy from South Africa?" Then I said, "No, that's my music." That's when I saw that I've got a good talent, a quality talent, a unique voice and a unique style. Then that's when I started to believe in myself and have faith. Then I started to come up with new music now because I was having some good response from the people who heard the first track that I released.
But kwakulula okunganani ukuthi uchiye ibhora usiya ihlabela. You know, wawumuntu othanda ibhora, udlala ibhora. Which team were you playing for?
I played for Chickening, Quellaton, and Red Stars and Makandini Pirates. Then I played when I was playing for Chickening. We promoted Chickening to the Premier League because I was with Chickening from Division 2, Division 1, then up to the Premier League. Then they what can I say? They offered us for better names when you are going to Premier, you know, soccer things. Then that's when I saw that maybe football is not my thing. Then I started to drop a little bit, going to the lower division. Then I started to say, no, let me leave football and concentrate on what? On music.
Well, so when you went into music, did you say no? My father's band cannot just go. I hear someone is going to be take care of my father's band. Is that what you say?
Yes, because most of the people were commenting good, giving me good comments on what I was doing when I was trying to come up with some music. Then that's when I started to say, no, I think my passion now can go to music and then leave soccer because it's been long trying to go higher. Then some people just make you drop you down in football. So that was my challenge. So I was frustrated by then. Then I started to say, no, I think music is my job now. So let me focus on music.
Fantastic. Philip, I'll call you by the name Phil Sibanda. Because
hello, Sibanda. How are you?
You actually look like a lion yourself, you know. And then, you know, when I look at you, I'm looking at a lion. Philip, you know, you have taken over this young boy. I mean, you have worked with his father. I want you to be honest with me, not to make this young boy happy, you know. I mean, how proud are you with his success at the moment, with what you have seen since you have taken over managing this young boy?
I am quite astonished at his ability, along with the other members of the team, to hold the team together in such very difficult economic circumstances, because Sunduza is, I mean, he has two hats. Yes, he has one hat as Mahlaba, which is a band with the Counterpoint Band, but his other hat is with Sunduza, which is a dance theatre group, and they do big historical productions, several of which have extensively toured. And to revive those productions, which are major costumed affairs using original costumes and props and scripts, and to pull them all together in musical formats, to present them in Bulawayo several times during the course of the year, and keep the whole team together and move it across Southern Africa, all in the spirit of 8 years, and have a really tight sound. It's amazing. And last week, only last week, the A revival of their first show was completed on the stage in Bulawayo. Vains Media shot the video of the stage production because we really needed some modern technology to start promoting the group. And the quality is outstanding, particularly the tightness of the voices, which has been most difficult to achieve. You know, we've got some original members, but inevitably over the years, 1 or 2 people have passed away, 1 or 2 new people have come in. Not everybody stays, and therefore new people have to be trained up. They have to be fitted into the group. Their voices have to be balanced. And there are women in the group, which means those high voices have to be balanced with the men so that it sounds very, very beautiful. And really, the achievement is amazing. I sometimes think Zimbabwe does not know how many talented people are working away in the arts.
Fantastic, Philip. For those who have just joined us, I'm talking to Philip Waste, and he's the manager of Charles Banda. This boy is unbelievable. Just hold on so that we can play one other song from this young boy, talented young boy. Unbelievable, unbelievable, unbelievable. Just hold on. Just hold on.
Ngiyakuthanda Yesu thando mina nje ngiyakuthanda Yesu thando mina nje njalo nje Yesu thando mina nje njalo nje Nakhumbula ngalo ukubona sithandwa sami sixoxa ngendaba zethu zothando I'm loving and turning Ngiyakuthanda wanthembisa izulu lomhlaba nami ngakuthembisa ukuthi sofa silahlane akekho kunye okungasihlukanisa ngaphandle kokufa ngakuthembisa nawe ngicela ungithembe njalo masijwini umathandana sithandane esithobeleni ngendandatho yomthandazo
I just want to say to those who are just there, come on, I cannot mention it all by name.
Mina nawe thale wami
When you pray out,
so
we're going to pray Charles Banda.
Ngiyakuthanda Yesu thando mina nje ngiyakuthanda Yesu thando mina nje njalo nje Yesu thando mina nje njalo nje
Come on, Philip. Come on, Philip. Come on. Come on.
Keep on loving and touching, never stop but keep loving.
Ngiyakuthanda Yesu thando mina nje ngiyakuthanda Yesu thando mina nje njalo nje Yesu thando mina nje njalo nje
Yes, 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 yes. I saw Philip dancing like someone watching Highlanders football club. Philip was doing that was Philip voice. Did you hear Philip voice singing? He is unbelievable. Come on, Philip. Philip. When
You've got me on the spot there.
No, this is unbelievable, guys. I mean, I don't want to lie to you.
Regrettably, the internet does not allow us to sing together in unison or harmony because of the sync between our different modem speeds. So I'm let off the hook.
No, this is unbelievable. So, Charlie, is this the new album? Is this under the new album, Charlie?
Yes, this one is on my first album, titled Indebe Zami.
So are you a group or you going solo, young man?
No, it's a solo. This one I started as a solo project. Then I'm accompanied by a band called Counterpoint Band.
Counterpoint. So you're actually based in Bulawayo?
Yes.
Fantastic, fantastic. You see, I mean, I always say people from Bulawayo or from Matebelen cannot sing, but you're proven me wrong. You come out with your own style. I never thought that the Bulawayo has got such a talent, and now you prove me wrong. A lot of people say, "Oh, people from Bulawayo are useless." I am so sorry. I was one of those people who was saying Bulawayo people are useless in singing. But today I changed. I withdraw my statement.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So tell me something, young man. As this is your first album, how many tracks is your album have?
My first album has got 10 tracks.
Can you give us the names of the songs on the album?
The names of the songs, the first one is called Nketewena. Nketewena has got an acoustic version, 2 acoustic versions, and one Afro-pop version. So on those 3, Nketewena, there's the other one, which is acoustic, which is featuring Janet Wood from the UK.
Okay,
Then,
okay.
Yes. Then number 2 is called Zulu Zulu Buya. There's what we growing up, if you were waiting for the rains, saying Zulu Zulu Buya Sidlama Komane, there's that song there on the album. So I did my own composition and arrangement, because it's a traditional song, but I did arrange it on my own. Then the third one is titled Nizohamba. Then the other one is called Muntuami, the one that you were playing. The other one is titled Indebe Zami. The other one is titled Umona. The other one is titled Utando. Then the other one is titled Iwundlu. When I say Iwundlu, this one is talking about Mzilikazi, Ibutho lika Mzilikazi, the warriors of the king Mzilikazi.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, tell me something, young man. Are these you can find all this music on the online now? They're all online now, online digital platforms.
At the moment, we are working on that, because now we have discovered that we need to get our stuff to go to the world, my music to be heard overseas or everywhere across the world. At the moment, this first album is only on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube only. But now for this one that is coming up, we're working it so that it can be there on all platforms in social media.
Fantastic, fantastic. So for those people who wants to, because I know people from Matebelen and they support each other. That's not a rocket science to know. I know people from Matebelen and support each other. We have got so many people who are scattered all over the world. Some they are in the UK, some are in Australia, some are in South Africa. If someone says, listen, I want this album now, I want you to send me this album, I'm paying you, whether with the world remit or whatever, are you able to do that?
Yes, we are able to do that. You can deliver that even via email. at the moment, that's what we can work on, because we're still working on creating our website and other platforms for Mahlaba music.
So your music is under Mahlaba. It's called Mahlaba.
Yes, my stage name is Mahlaba. My name is Charles Banda, but my stage name I go by Mahlaba. So I've inherited again this name. My father was called Dr. Mahlaba. So I didn't want me to be a doctor, because I'm still climbing those steps. I want to get there, then I'll be called a doctor. So now I'm just Mahlaba.
Fantastic. Right. I know that, I mean, Phil is helping you a lot. Besides singing, I mean, I'm told that you are also doing something else. Can you elaborate and tell us what other things are you doing at the moment?
Okay, the other things that I do at the moment, I'm a vocal coach, especially in schools, and I'm a teacher. I teach workshops, dance workshops, music workshops in schools, theater workshops, drama workshops in schools. That's what is keeping me going, especially here locally in Bulawayo. Then with overseas, internationally, I'm with SOSA now. There's a group that Philip once mentioned, is called the SOSA. It was founded, I think it was in 2000 by Banda and my father. So they, as he mentioned, that they sing Katamia, Southern African music only. That's what they do. So I teach them online via Zoom.
So are you talking about white children? White children?
I chose children because I think they are the one that we need to groom. They are the one that they need to know what is their culture, what is art, or what, because people don't take art as a job. Art is a job. So children must know that when they are growing up, that art is a job. When they finish school, you can be an artist and you can make a living by being an artist.
So where are these children? Where are these children, in England or around the world?
These children are here locally in Bulawayo.
Oh, in Bulawayo.
Locally, yes.
Fantastic. Because
the government has got this.
What do you benefit from this? Are you getting anything from this?
Yes, because the schools pay us for going and doing a workshop there in schools, because the curriculum now allows us to teach children in dance, music, and theater, because there are these competitions that they happen each and every year before this COVID thing started. So they usually take artists from different groups to come and teach in schools.
Fantastic. Do you want to add on top of that, Philip, ways?
Well, only to say that it would be wonderful to keep him involved in teaching the Sheffield group. So we're hoping to integrate his online experience with Tonde, who lives in Manchester, Tonde Piri, who's normally our physical teacher in the flesh, so to speak.
Oh, I know Tonde. He comes from Amakosi Theatre Group.
Well, he used to be with Siaya.
Yes, I know the dreadlock boy. I know, and not he lives in Manchester. I know him. He's very, very good, that one. I know him as well.
Yeah. So he's a very good teacher, very good dance teacher, but I think the online style didn't quite suit him. So he gently passed the reins over to Charlie, who remarkably prepares these fantastic song parts, beautifully in perfect pitch, for the members of the choir to practice, and the video steps also. So we're really lucky to have a teacher who's, highly prepared. But I realized that the possibility of setting up another group in Manchester and Leeds very much exists, and certainly to extend the range online. I mean, we've got members who are participating from Crete and the Netherlands and Johannesburg on this online situation. So it suddenly opened up quite a lot of interesting possibilities of transcontinental collaboration. Zoom does not suit everybody, but it's certainly a fantastic forum for dialogue and working on pronunciation and language issues.
Fantastic. Philip, I don't want to lie to you. I am so proud of, especially me. I was born in Zimbabwe. I'm proud to see someone lifting the flag of Zimbabwe. I feel so honored to see you, especially working with Zimbabweans. Is this sort of thing only on Zimbabweans, or you are also working with other countries as well?
Well, obviously, for touring purposes, yeah, we have agents and people all over the world with whom we work. But I'm not sure about Mahlaba at the moment, because Mahlaba is a relatively new phenomenon that I wasn't fully expecting. Because in 2012, when I re-met Charles, in his former incarnation, he was only a little kid of 5 years old. So it was quite a novel.
Can you say that again? In 2012,
he was only 5 years old when I first met him in the early 90s. So I didn't meet him again until 2012. But so my mind has been fully on Sunduza Dance Theatre, because it's much easier in some ways to break a dance theatre group into the world of festivals and theatre than it is a band, because there are so many international bands now. There's no longer a cultural boycott on South African groups. So we have a lot of competition with band work. We have to be honest about that. But the dance theatre group takes a huge amount of work, like any professional group, to research and mount and script and create the productions. I tell you that the teamwork is amazing, really amazing.
Right. I don't want to hold you so long.
And I have to say, Philip, it's not like all the members of the dance group are on full-time salaries. A lot of them are doing this initially out of enthusiasm, then attending the rehearsals. Yes, they'll get paid for doing, community activities, but the amount of work they put in, it's quite extraordinary. If they were anywhere else in the world, in a rich, developed country, they'd be on full-time salaries paid for by some huge grant. So it's even more impressive that the standards are so high.
Right, just all. Your ladies and gentlemen, when you're just joining me, I'm talking to Charles Banda, known as Mahlaba, and his manager, Philip West. Like, if you want to ask some few questions, I'll give you about 10 to 15 minutes to ask questions. Anyone wants to ask questions, you can ask questions. I mean, anyone who want to assist or anything. What are the challenges? What challenges are you facing, Charles? Before I come, someone called Melo.
Melo. That's my Rasa friend.
Right, Mel. Hello, Mel. How are you? Hello, Mel. Mel, we can hear you. Hello. Okay, sure, join us. Mel, make sure that your mic is on. Right, anyone, right, Philip, Charles, what sort of challenges are you facing? Just hold on, Philip. What challenges are you facing at the moment? What are your challenges into this?
Yeah, the challenges that we are facing, especially I cannot say for on my own. I can say for the all artists maybe in Zimbabwe. The challenge is that now we are performing online. Things that we do are going online, and we are not having live shows, because live shows are the ones that give us something to eat. Because if we don't have any audience, there is nothing that we can earn from that, because you can go and perform for an empty seat, then there'll be no money, nothing that will come up into your pocket. But these online events are helping us to keep us visible to the world, so that when everything comes to ease, then it's easy for us to get those followers, because they'll be craving for our live performances. Because in live performances, that's when we sell CDs, we sell most of the stuff. Because most of the people here, the challenge is the internet. The internet is the challenge, because the data issue is a bit tricky for most of us here, especially in Zimbabwe, to connect because you have to look for some money. Someone will say, no, this time I'm not working, so how can I watch an online event? How can I do this online? Things like that. So those are the challenges that we are facing.
Right. Philip, you know you are working so hard. What sort of challenges are you facing as a manager of the young boy? Philip?
Well, there are always challenges. Although, of course, at the moment I'm not in Zimbabwe and I'm not able to visit, so it's quite lucky that we have connection through online communication via Zoom. I think the biggest problems these days really are caused by immigration visas. Managing work permits, and that's really why we have not toured for some time. They're really big problems, especially in the UK. But as I say, luckily the UK is not the only country in the world that one has to consider. And of course, coming up with new productions that are well researched, politically balanced, it's all very demanding. And obviously finding the finance. I would encourage your listeners, if they're interested in the arts and Mahlaba in particular, that they can participate in the Britain Zimbabwe Society 40th anniversary celebration this Saturday. That's June the 12th. If they go to britainzimbabwe.org.uk, they can download the program, but they must register in advance to participate on Zoom. So there are quite a number of Zimbabwean artists performing, as well as filmmakers and others making their contribution and discussion towards a concept of Zimbabwean arts.
When is this?
This is this Saturday, June the 12th. Starting at about 1:30, 1:45 in the afternoon, and going on till about 8 p.m. at night.
It's the Britain Zimbabwe Society izabe celebrate 40 years of existence. Ikhona ngapho UK, so bazabe bekhona online mhla ka 12 ngeSaturday. So abafisa ukubana bejoyine bebone iprogram le, especially kuma artist, because kulokuningi okunjani okufundwa khona laphana. So baxhaswa ukuthi benjani bengene khonapha kuhlelo lona lelo. Sizafaka ilink yakhona silinikeze, then you share the link kuma listeners ethu our program yena le.
And it's free, no charge. It's all free. So even if you're in Zimbabwe, you can participate.
Fantastic. No, honest enough, Charlie, we are, it's so good. But I need to ask you some few questions, Charlie. Me, growing up, I was inspired by someone who I've never met in my life. I was inspired by someone whom I've never met in my life. This guy lives in Sheffield, and I've never met him in my life. And his name was Philip Ways. He inspired me a lot. So who inspired you yourself, Charles Banda?
Okay, my inspiration, I got it from my father. Okay, that's the truth. Because every time, I think Philip was telling me the story when he visited long back. I think it was 1992, I don't remember. He was saying that when he visited when I was a little boy, I used to sing and dance. But I can't remember that, but he once taught me about that. So
Philip, you when you were a baby.
Yeah, I met him a couple of times when he was a kid.
Oh, please.
Very small kid. And then he became this very tall footballer after 20 years or so.
Oh, great. So actually wanted to adopt you. He wanted to adopt you to the UK.
Yeah, long back. I think by that time things were easy. It was going to be easy for me to go there.
Oh, that's fantastic. No.
Yeah, so my inspiration, So my inspiration it was from my father, because when he was having some shows, he usually invite me, and I usually watch his shows when he was performing. So I was learning a lot through that, because with this art that I'm doing now, this music thing, I didn't go to school. It is just with me. It is in me. It's in the blood. In the
Charlie,
Banda family.
Charlie, for those who just seeing you for the first time, tell them who your father was, because if I say it, maybe they will think that. Just tell the people who your father was.
Okay. My father's name was Simon Rainbow Mahlaba Banda, but most of the people used to call him Sam. He was more than an artist. When he gets on stage, everyone will stand and watch and make sure that they don't miss anything. Because my father I can say he's the pioneer of Imbo, because they started singing Imbo in early 80s. So Sunduza now is celebrating 36 years of existence. So you see, it's a long journey. It's even older than me. So I respect my father for that. So it's motivating me to keep his legacy. And I'm happy that when I started doing this music journey, I got nominated at the PPC Zima Awards, Zimbabwe Music Awards, it was in 2020 for the first time. I didn't win, but I was nominated. Then this year, in 2021, I was nominated. Then I scooped an award. I was honored with an award for the best jazz. So I'm happy that I've achieved something as a young man, and I'm still growing up in the arts industry.
Fantastic, fantastic. Charlie, my last question to you. How much do you miss your
father? Especially when I get on stage, that's when I feel his presence. I miss him a lot, because every time when I try to compose a song or come up with an idea, especially in music, I always think of what he would have done. So I work extra hard to give it all when I'm creating my music. So I miss him a lot.
Thank you so much, Charlie. Thank you so much. Philip, what are your last remarks, Philip? What else do you want to chop up and separate?
Well, I think it's really important for all artists to have a strong community base, and I think it shows tremendous maturity by Charlie that he has managed, or is beginning to manage, to create a strong community base in Bulawayo, not just with the band, but with in partnership with other members of the community through Amasiko Lemvelo, which is a local arts trust. It's very small at the moment. It's developing, but it creates opportunities for young people to participate, not just in the arts, but environmental projects, to reach out to other areas beyond Bulawayo, like Cholocho and Gwanda. And all of that is really important, because if you try to be an artist and you're just trying to base yourself overseas, you will not succeed. You have to build your house upon a rock, and that always has to be in your own culture, in your own base, because culture is always evolving and changing and adapting. And even in the last few years, the numbers of new steps and dances that I've seen Sunduza create, it's fantastic.
Before you go, what is the link again? What is the link of registering?
Oh, for the event on Saturday, it's www.britainzimbabwe.
No, don't be fast. Don't be fast. Don't be fast. I'm not a Sheffield guy. Don't be fast.
All right. www for World Wide Web. Britain, Zimbabwe.
Britain. One second. In small letters, yeah.
Yeah, all in small letters. Britain, Zimbabwe.
www.britain Zimbabwe in one word, yeah.
In all in one word. .org.
Zimbabwe,
.org.uk.
.org.uk.
And you'll see a banner up there, and if you click on the banner, you can download the program and it'll take you to Eventbrite. You have to copy and paste the link into your browser to get to Eventbrite, where you can then register.
Right. Tell me something. The impact of the COVID-19, guys. I'll start with you, Philip. The impact of the COVID-19.
Well, it's devastating because obviously for artists, whether they're in the UK or here, theatres and concerts are just cancelled and shut. It means that all the artists who had contracts last year will have them transferred to this year. Those people who had them for this year will have them transferred till next year, and so on and so on. So for those who are not yet booked, you can see there could be a 2-year delay in many of the bigger venues to find space, because they're still catching up with all the previous contracts. And many of the spots take maybe 1 to 2 years to arrange if they're serious shows with, serious big promoters. So this is a real tragedy. And that's why having a base in your own country is really important, or at least in the sub-region of Southern Africa. And even more important now, in a sense that the internet has opened up so many different opportunities since the 1990s. People are much more aware of world music and other cultures, whether those cultures come from Tunisia or Morocco or Iraq. There's so much competition in the marketplace.
Fantastic. Oh, I think it's the internet is broken up. Charlie, you might come in. Charlie, tell me something, Charlie. What are the chances of us seeing you in the UK to perform?
Yeah, the chances are there. As Philip said, that is not only the UK that we must focus on, but we are trying to wake up on something together, especially with Sunduza and Mahlaba, to come up with a good production that will sell, especially overseas, so that you can visit different places across the world.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, the link is there on the screen there, www.britainzimbabwe.org.uk. You can register now. We are talking to Charles Banda, known as Mahlaba, and Philip Wise. Wise. You call it Philip Wise or Wise?
Weiss, yes. My father came from Vienna.
Or from Vienna. How old were you when you went to Zimbabwe?
How old was I? I was young. Now I'm old. But at that time I was about 23.
23. And where did you live in Zimbabwe?
I was mainly based for the first few years in Mutare and then Harare.
Yeah, but there was no Mutare. There was Amtali. There was no Mutare in Zimbabwe.
By 1982, when I arrived, it was definitely Mutare. Although it may have been occupied originally by Shangaan people, I don't know. So Mtali perhaps was its original local name. There's been some politicization of the name.
Right. Someone is saying I can't see the link, but can you see the link on the screen there under Pizza 26? Can you see it there, Charlie?
Yes, I can see the link on the screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, on the link there's a screen which says www.britainzimbabwe.org for those who want to register. It's there. Guys, thank you so much. Charlie, anything. When do you think you'll release a new album?
Soon this year, because when it's done, it has to fly to the UK first before we release it.
Okay. So the other question I want to ask you, Phil, are you going to put the music? When are we expecting to see this music online now, like Spotify and other things?
I think Charlie has to finish it first.
No, I'm talking about the first album.
You can't force artists. Sorry, your question was, just repeat your question.
My question is, the first album is finished now, is online now, but it's not on all digital platforms. So Spotify, iTunes. When are we going to see that one? The first one?
We'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
I don't have a contract to do that one, actually.
Okay.
And I don't think I've even got all the tracks for it. So it's not going to go very far until we have a new focus on it, really. I don't know why we didn't push it. I think the problem is that, I find it a problem that Mahlaba is working as almost a session artist with his band. So we have to work out who is going to travel with him. And my own attitude is that you have to tour your music these days if you want to sell it. It's not going to sell just because it's sitting on the internet. Yes, you can put free things on YouTube, but if you want to sell it really as somebody who's relatively unknown in the wider music industry beyond Bulawayo and Zimbabwe, but aiming for a Grammy or something like that is a big leap. And if you want to make it, you've got to tour it. So there's always this dilemma. Do you release something online? Yeah, you may get known, but you're not going to earn anything. Or do you? And so many big stars, I think, have withdrawn their music from being pushed online because they weren't getting any money. So it needs to go online, but it's a bit of a chicken and egg situation. And the other thing is we've got to do some nice, which we have just done. We've just started to do 1 or 2 little video clips of the band. Because otherwise, I think, again, if promoters can't see what you can do, you're not going to go very far. So having the music without the video is really not a possibility. I mean, it's a possibility, but it's not quite logical.
No, thank you so much, guys. For those who are saying they can't see the link, what I will say is get a piece of paper and a pen, but the link is there in front of us, there on the screen there. Get a piece of paper and a pen. If he's saying that, get a piece of paper and a pen, and then write the link. The link is actually there on the screen there. It is on the screen there. www.britainzimbabwe.org.uk. It's very easy link in small words. www.britainzimbabwe.org.uk. You can register now. Thank you so much, guys. You know what? I don't want to lie to you. It's my pleasure, honest enough, to see you guys. I appreciate this, honest enough. Charlie, Mafana, the boy I love with all my heart. You make me feel so proud all the time.
Thanks, Mdala Sisonke.
Philip, even though you took my name, I respect you so much. I respect you so much for giving faith to my fellow countrymen. I feel so proud of you.
Well, thank you for your kind words. It's a bit of a shock to me to suddenly find myself live on this wonderful show, which I will now dedicate myself to listening to regularly, and I will keep in touch with you, Philip Sibanda. Thank you very much for your support.
Thank you so much. We'll wrap up with a song which I played it before, but you know what? I mean, you made my day easier, I always find it hard. We'll wrap up with this song. Thank you so much for listening to this. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Bengazama konke sithandwa sami kodwa ngengushiye ngeke ngukhohle uthande nginalo luyavutha impela njalo lukhulu lungangolwandle olwababili kuphela olwababili kuphela olwababili kuphela olwababili kuphela ndiwe chikondi changa chimakukonda ini ndifuna ukhalezanga ukhale pamtima wanga chikondi changa ndima kukonda ine ndifuna ukhale zanga ukhale pamtima wanga
empilweni yami ngikhethiwe enhlizweni yami kuzohlala uthando lwakho empilweni yami ngikhethiwe enhlizweni yami kuzohlala uthando lwakho thando 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 lwakho
khethile sikholo jinja my baby fumane wena thole wena sumala khethaisa vele uhlala usenhlizweni yami njalo unikeza uthando
ngoba kekholo yethu ngenza ngihlale njabulile ngaphandle kwakho sithandwa sami
nguwe kuphela. Some people are jealousy balomona some people are jealousy when my baby
empilweni yami ngikhethiwe enhlizweni yami kuzohlala uthando lwakho empilweni yami ngikhethiwe enhlizweni yami kuzohlala uthando lwakho thando 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 lwakho